Well, we are ready to roll for our next leg of the journey, but there's been a little bit of a change of plans. I forgot there's a couple industries just south, like just past the coal mine, and they require also the same materials that the dredger does. So, what's up, guys? Shadow Steel here, and welcome back to another episode of Railroads Online. So today, rather than going to the coal mine to pick up the hoppers or gondolas or whatnot, we're going to be taking a little diversion here. We're going to be going down the split here, the canyon, into the main, into what is supposed to be a town here, but we haven't built that yet, or I haven't built that yet. And go to the gold mine, where we're going to drop off our tools, and then further up the line, we're going to go to the oil fields up here and drop off our pipes. From there, we're going to go loop around here, and we are going to go down to the main yard complex here, and then we're going to drop off our cars so they can get sorted. So we'll have that all going for us. That should take us about 30 minutes or so. Make sure we got a fire in there. Put that back on so we can actually see what's going on there. We'll probably get another shovel of coal in there. There we go. But yeah, things have been kind of interesting here. Been slowly getting things working here for just... I forgot I had the handbrakes on again. There we go. Handbrakes are off. But yeah, I've been working on a few things. I've been working on getting the older videos that I've had stored on my computer for a while off. And lo and behold, I finally got them all uploaded for the most part. Last video to be coming out of the old stuff will be a Railroader video that was recorded as far back as May 8th, I want to say, something like that. It's an old video, and it is currently July 18th as of recording. So yeah, I've got a ton of old stuff on my computer to get up and running. But that should also mean that we'll be getting a lot more in terms of the Railroader content soon. Newer content. I kind of want to do something where I will be. Would the bell just shut the fuck up already? Jesus. Jesus, you take a long time to stop ringing. Stop. There you go. Fucking hell. Is it a sander pipe? Oh, cool. Yeah, we've got a little bit of work to do here. Alright, turn the cylinder carts off. Alright, full power, full beans. But yeah, there's also been a few comments I've gotten over the past couple of days from my previous videos, and they're actually rather nice. Gotta see, like, there was a comment on one of my other videos mentioning, you guys, you have like quite a bit of luck. We should, like, something about like success, and I'm like, I think it's more dumb luck than success. And then another comment was actually kind of referring to the terminology of the railroads here. This was in reference to the Dutch dropping stuff that I was doing a couple episodes back, and he actually kind of mentioned that essentially, yes, there is kind of like the terminology is different from railroad to railroad and region to region. So it's one of those things where, like, yeah, one guy's gonna have something called a Dutch drop that isn't actually a Dutch drop for them, for another guy, and so on and so forth. So that was kind of interesting because, like, I'd heard, like, I knew the hand signals and lantern signals for many railroads in the West were very different from the East Coast. So having kind of confirmation that the same thing went for terminology was kind of interesting as well. I'm moving up at speed here. I'll slow her down a little bit and we can get some or like not slow her down, but you know. I always double check my main line, the main loop is, and this has been kind of one of the big points of the railroad here. But yeah, it's just like the terminology stuff. It's always been kind of interesting because I've heard the term Dutch drop from Heist, but when looking it up, I've seen the term called a flying switch, which is what I was kind of assuming it was. That's kind of the thing that like I've always kind of heard. That's one of the more common terms, I guess you could say, is the flying switch. Is where you fling the car in front, behind you, off, and then like you switch as the car's rolling towards you, and kind of stuff like that. It's a dangerous move that railroads don't use anymore, and for good reason. There's actually a video out there. Actually from Conrail days. The channel's not called Conrail Days, but there's a video out there somewhere of they're kicking cars, and one car just rolls off, and it's like rolls off and then hits another car, which ends up hitting a tower and derailing, causing the whole building, like the whole tower, to collapse. It's actually rather terrifying. It's kind of, but it's like a home video type thing. It's really like, granted, it was them kicking cars out of a hump yard, but like it was one of those things where like you could see the people just running for the car, trying to get it to brake in time, and it didn't work, and they jumped. Like, it's kind of like this crazy situation. There's actually been a few times where derailments have been caught on camera, and it just looks insane because it's. There's another video, again from Conrail, sometime in the 1980s or 1990s, where these guys are rail fanning at Horseshoe Curve. And a train just rolls by them, a Conrail freight on Horseshoe Curve, and I think it's the first or second car directly after the lead locomotive that is just derailed. It's just dragging itself along the tracks. It's like you can see it just running over like a handful of track, like the whole line. It's like they're traveling at roughly track speed up that grade too, or like some sort of like, it's at least about 20 miles an hour. They're not like, it's not fully derailed, but it's jumped the track and it's like dragging itself along the line. And they're like, holy crap, that car's derailed. And then as the helper unit rolls by, they start waving to them, saying like, your train's derailed and whatnot. So they end up stopping, and you can hear like they had a radio with them, so you hear this radio chatter like, yeah, it turns out one of our cars is derailed. How far back is it? And like I think one guy just says, you're not gonna have to go very far back. It's like the second or third car on the set. It's like, oh geez, like. How did, like, you wonder how the crew did not notice that in the lead locomotive when they saw, if they turned around, they saw dust coming up the side of their locomotive. But then again, in the video, you don't even see dust coming up. It's just the car just dragging itself along the side, and it's like, I guess I can see how they miss it. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, okay. Make the, oop, that's the wrong whistle signal, but okay. We'll probably have to stop anyway. We have to stop anyway so we can actually unload the cars up here, and then drop off on the siding. Kind of get some speed here. Yeah, derailments are not fun, especially on the class ones. I was actually talking with somebody about the Union Pacific 4014's trip to Missouri, and how only a few years later there would be an Amtrak derailment over the very same line that the 4014 traveled over, where the Amtrak train hit a branch that was stuck in the tracks and jumped the lead locomotive and I think one car off the Missouri River Runner. And as a result, the train, like the whole thing derailed. They had to they had to wait like hours before they got a rescue train and everything. And it was one of those things where it's just like, it came up because there was an offhanded comment because some guy mentioned trim the trees on your line, Union Pacific, and then I'm like, well, that actually caused them Amtrak problems back. That caused Amtrak quite a bit of problems in my neck of the woods, pun intended there, because. It was like, now I remember that day distinctly. There was a ton of rain to the point where a lot of flooding was going on, and I was not surprised that a branch had fallen. Like, branches were falling and everything off the trees. What I was surprised by how strong that branch would be, how strong branches would be if they had got stuck in between the tracks and ended up derailing the train. That is something I did not expect to see on the news, but it was on the news, so. It is rather interesting, though, to know that the trains are not exactly granted, it was a minor derailment. Only the lead locomotive and like one car derailed, I think. So it was, and they were still roughly on the tracks to get things, like, you could still kind of get things clear and whatnot. So we're gonna come to a stop here so we can actually unhook the cars and run around here. So this is a gold mine down in the trench. And once we get these cars, the box cars unloaded, which we actually have enough to almost fill the damn thing, we are going to drop them off into this small stub track here where we can store them for a bit. And let's tie down the brakes on these cars here. Whoops, come on, you. Brakes on. Coupler undone. Track is roughly level around here, so we won't have to worry too much. So now we put the reverser in forwards, release the brakes, hold the throttle. And get it moving here. Come on. Did we recouple? We might have recoupled. The train didn't move fast enough, so it just recoupled, I think. Yeah, it did. Come on. I knew it did that. As soon as it rolled back, as soon as it rolled backwards like that, I knew it had recoupled to the rest of the train. Alright. Well, at least it's good enough to hold it. Also, I set the whistle signal for the backing up motion, which we'll have to do in a second here. Easy. Alright, there's the tools, so we're gonna go over to this car. So I'm just doing some concentration here as we unload these cars. Want to make sure we do things correctly here. Easy, easy. Okay. There we go, right there. It's up there. The echo in this canyon is really cool, I gotta admit. Alright, turn the bell off. And then while that's unloading, we are going to go over to the switchback here and get things lined up for us. That's there. And then we're going to flip this. Well, we don't need to flip that switch. That's good. Alright. That should be unloaded now. Yeah, we're good. Alright, release the brakes and get moving. Easy does it. There. Cars. Alright, so we should have about 96 tools out here to unload here. So we need to get rails, which will be pretty easy to do, and then beams and coal, which, considering the coal mine is right over this ridge here, it should be fun. Because it's kind of interesting to get things around here, because if you didn't notice, when we got over here, there's only one way to get in through this angle. So a train from the coal mine has to go all the way down here, around the loops, through here, around through the Y, and then blitz through the main town, then go up the Y here to the logging branch, which is a lot steeper and a lot tougher, and then we loop around like this. We go around the back way. And that's not easy to do, granted, because that coal is going to be very heavy. I mean, we could do it, but now we got 64 tools in there. That's good. Let's go up here. Get back in the cab. Get back in the cab before you die. I didn't die, but still. That would be an interesting mechanic in some rail sim. It's like a rail sim like this, like a death mechanic. That'd be like kind of stupid, but actually, no. There's actually a game that does do that. There's a couple games that I like. At least one game that I like. A couple games I have that actually do, like, if you screw up, you die, which is quite hilarious. I actually been wanting to do a game called Trans-Siberian Railroad Simulator on my channel for a while, and I know that if you screw up in that game, you end up dying, which is hilarious. So I might play that for a video eventually, but who knows? There's a lot of interesting games I could do on my channel that could be fun. Backing up. There we go. Yeah, that's a little fast there, buddy. How's our coal? Oh, pretty good. Just need to back the train up here so we can get these stored, and then when we store them, that's gonna be interesting, because to pick these cars up, you need to be either facing this direction or have to drag them out, back around, all that kind of stuff. That's actually kind of an interesting logistical challenge. We have the siding here directly next to us that has a few switches that you can actually do quite a bit with. I do like the setup I made out here. Quite nice. Easy. Ah! Nope, just firmly grasp it there. Alright, we're good. Tie down the brakes on the rear car there. Lightly touched it. There you go. You only need the one car tied down. Cars, there we go. And then we're gonna pull forward. Alright, release the brakes, pull forward. Should check the water on the tender, but I think we're good. I know coal is gonna need to be filled later, but I think what I'm gonna do is we are gonna run this train back to the ironworks later, once we have a train organized and ready to go. And then from there, we're gonna what we're gonna do, we're gonna run a train to the ironworks, because that's gonna need to be organized there, so we can organize things there. And then once we get all that sorted, stop there. Once we get over to the ironworks, we can actually do a little bit more with the train. Can you flip the switch, damn it? There we go. Now we're ready to go into the siding here, pick up our cars. Alright, back it up. go. Now things are moving. Just dunk our side on the... There we go. Alright. So here, gold mine. I got the depot say Silverton. Considering they are literal... I think they're ripped from the silver... They're ripped from an acid pack or something like that. I don't know exactly the details. But they say Silverton on them. Oh, Jesus. We hit that hard. In fact, I'll show you here. The depots say Silverton, which is very interesting. I don't think that was intended. I think it's more the fact that the depots were made beforehand with a different intention in mind, and they eventually became part of Railroads Online, which is not bad, not by any means. So, replace the brakes, shift the reverse and forwards. We're gonna start moving here. While that's going, I'm gonna flip the switch back here. I forgot to do that. There we go. It's gonna take some effort to get moving, eh? Yeah, moving. There we go. Off we go. Alright, now we need to set the switches further up the line. Oh yeah, we need to flip the switch back here. Whoops, that's not what we want. We want this one there. There we go. And then we need to go up the line here, and we're going to flip this switch. And then we are going to do this, that, and then we should be lined into the yard. So we should be good there. Alright, off we go. Out of the yard, or siding rather. You kind of see what I mean by how the track is set up. There is a bit of a runaround over here. You can run around the cars and pick them up and whatnot, but annoying. What the hell? I thought I just saw something drop off there. No, nothing. Nothing fell off. Okay, good. A little concerned there, buddy. Alright. We got an extra we got an empty boxcar behind us, but that's fine. I actually have plans for that boxcar. Alright, well, we're on our move here. I'll reduce the brake here a bit so we can see if we can pick up more speed on the way up. Yeah, there we go. We're picking up speed. Gonna go around the curves here. Oh boy. This area is quite nice, honestly, I gotta admit. I do love, like, the canyon nature of it. Alright, here we come. Alright, we're just dropping off our two carloads of pipes, and that's it. Slow down. You need to get into the yard carefully here. This is a through track. Okay, now I see what I can do here with the consist. So there's water cars that need to be filled, and it's going to be interesting. Because this locomotive needs to head up back to the ironworks, so that's going to be a whole thing there. So once we get to the main yard, I'm going to organize the train a little bit, load up the boxcar back there with seed pallets. And then once we get that all organized, we'll take the train down to the sawmill and water tower down there in the center part of the map, essentially. And like pick up some beams and it was beams and what was it? Beams and boards, I think. I don't know which is needed, but I think the coal mines definitely need beams. Oh, so do the oil fields. Okay, never mind. Oh, right, it was the refineries that need beam boards. Yeah, there's a refinery up north. Like, there's a couple refineries. There's a couple refineries that could use boards, honestly. There you go. Unload. There you go. Yeah, as of right now, we might be able to deal with this later. There we go. Launch it. Off we go. Alright, so this is the second oil field. Or the main oil, this was the original oil field. I didn't mess with this one. The oil field that's by the coal mines is actually the newer one. I've actually unloaded there a bit, so probably should put some more coal in the fire here. Yeah, 38. You have a bit. Do a couple shelves there. Yeah, that'll do. Now we need to make sure we're not lined into the... Yeah, we're lined into the sawmill, or the logging camp out there, which we don't want to do. Alright. Ready to go here. So those two flat cars go back to the ironworks, so that's going to need to be organized a little bit there. And then, let's see. These will go to the cattle farms. That will go to wherever it can go. That will be to the farm. And then these, I guess those will be dropped back off at the main yard where they can be filled up with cordwood. We'll get that thing going. Which means we'll need another locomotive now that I think about it. Because I think there's some cordwood flats that are missing somewhere. If I'm not mistaken. Is there cordwood flat somewhere up there? Or, well, pulpwood, but still. There's nothing there. Well, crap. Where'd they all go? They're all scattered about, aren't they? I guess I do need more pulpwood flats. Okay. Gonna need to buy more. That's gonna be fun. Alrighty, how long have I been recording for, honestly? About 30 minutes here, not too bad. I told you it would take about 30 minutes to record, or to do here. That's the one easy thing about this. Let's get this train over. Oh, here we go, down Tanglefoot. I'm gonna make sure we're lined for the switch here. This way, and then we need to get into the yard. Oh yeah, we're already lined into the yard. We just need to line this switch here. We need to line this switch here, and then we're good. Didn't derail anything on the curve. That's good. Reduce the leg a bit. So let's see if we can get some more speed out of this thing. There's a town out there. Or at least a roundhouse. I can't tell from that distance. Yeah, we'll need to organize things here. And probably top off with water before we head out to the ironworks here. Maybe. I don't know. I'll store it in the shed for a bit. See her wiggling there as she goes around the curve. Oh, Jesus. See her, she's not happy around that curve there. You see her leaning. Look at her lean. I wonder if we lost any cars out there. All the way down. Did we lose anything? No, we did not. Okay, good. One of those things we need to be careful of. Alright, we'll shut down the throttle, we'll just coast on the way down. Okay, we're in the yard. Alright, now we need to reorganize this train here, but I think I'll do that later. Because we'll need to load up a couple cars too, so that will take a bit of effort. Oh boy. Get this in the yard here. We shouldn't be too bad off, honestly. Got some stake flats over there that could be tacked onto our train. Which I think we need a couple more stake flats too, actually. Let's see. We need beams and rails for sure. I don't know if we have any rails at the smelter up there. We might not. I'll have to double check on that. I don't think we do. Yeah, it looks like we'll need another consist of cordwood up here. Or pulpwood, or whatever they want to call it. We're going to get to the end of the yard here. Now, granted, I could fill up with cold water here, but we should be fine. Yeah, considering the boiler's still full, we're fine. Alright, get it to the end of the yard here. Stop the train. Bell off. Have it. There we go. Made it to the main yard here. So now we need to organize this train a little bit. So the water cars need to be put towards the rear. No, towards the middle of the... I don't know. One of the ways. I still need more pulpwood flats here, actually. Because we're going to need more pulpwood to deliver here. Which is going to be interesting. So let's see here. These are 1305 through 1306. Okay. What's the cars up here? Should double check on this next time. 1314 and 1304. Interesting. So I'm wondering how many cars I have at the ironworks right now. Because I think that's the rest of the cordwood flats up there. Oh, okay. There's no groundwork there. Let's see. I was gonna check on the rail situation up here. We might not have any. Looks like we have something. What is this? Oh, we do have some rails. Not much, but we have some. It looks like 6 rails, and I don't think we have a single thing of raw iron. Yeah, so we need pulpwood. Because I think we have iron ore over here that we can just use right now, aside from the floating textures here. Granted, this is not where this smelter should be, so I'll just put it down because I like it. Yeah, we need cordwood, pulpwood, or whatever. I keep screwing that up. Oh, we need iron ore too. Okay. Interesting. Let me think here. There's going to be... I'm going to have to do something because there's a lot of action that needs to be done. How much... Let me travel to the iron ore mine down here. Because we actually have some equipment. We have some stuff we need to take care of down there too, actually. Let's see. There we go. Woo! Alright, let's see. We need more beams and we need more boards. Okay. We want to keep this moving here. Yeah, we have 2 things of lumber and 4 things of beams. Interesting. That is very interesting. But I know that it's full right now, so it's not going to take long to empty. Because we have a whole bunch of hoppers here that we need to drain. And most of these were actually at the coal mine. Which, speaking of the coal mine, we probably should start sorting some of these here. Yeah, we need to get some coal. Get a coal mine. Oh, we need a locomotive here anyway. I have a plan for that though. Get another one of the 260s? Yeah, 260s. That's what I was thinking of. No, 062. That's backwards. That'll probably be stored up here quite nicely, honestly. Wrong thing. Let's see. I could use a Shay, honestly. That'd probably work. There's no hills out there, so it might be okay. I don't know. Let's see. Where is it? That's class 125. We have gone way too far. There it is. Uinta. There we go. Looks kind of goofy, but it's fine. Customize. How much is this already costing me? 5,000. Okay. About what we made off of. That's stack number 1, eh? Oh, interesting. There we go. Well, that's kind of the stack I like there. I like that one. They don't have different headlights. Okay, that's interesting. Paint number 3. Paint number 4. Oh, it's decent enough, honestly. Can't quite tell, though. No headlight, though. Well, it's kind of disappointing that you don't have the headlight options here. I guess that makes sense, though. Alright. Question is what the name this locomotive on is like. Oh boy. Alright, well, hold off on that a little bit here. I want to see what the two 060s are. Whoops, wrong way. What they're numbered. Number 1. Oh, right. That's Big Betsy. Okay, I see now. Okay. Interesting. I think the priority right now is actually getting more cordwood flats. Or pulpwood flats, or what? God damn, I can't make up my mind on that. Because this, I don't think we'll need too much to worry about here. Iron ore doesn't take a lot of iron ore. It takes a lot of cordwood to load up that thing. It would be nice to have this organized, and we have a look. I mean, we can go over to the ironworks up here, and just drag a locomotive from up there to down and over to the iron mines and sort things out there. So it shouldn't be too bad of a problem. Well, we already have the Westwood Lumber Company locomotive spaced out of there too. So. Which, speaking of which, that was actually the other thing I needed to do. So we'll need to go... Where's the telegraph office? Somewhere around here, wasn't it? Yeah, here it is. So I wanted to check on the rest of the cordwood flats, which are over here too. So you can see one of the locomotives... Things have changed a lot. We have sort of organized a bit here. Or, well, rather gotten things out of the yard here. So it's pretty empty. We do need to change that. Oh, these are loaded. I didn't even notice that. Okay. 1308. 1318. Okay. 1319. Looks like 1319 is the highest number on the set here. Yeah, 1319, so we're at 1320. Oh boy, that's a lot of cordwood flats. A lot of pipes here too. I might bring the flat cars over here. Yeah, probably. Alright, So, let's see. What else to do here? So aside from some organization that needs to be done here, we need to also take some cars. Yeah, because we got we got a train over here that needs to be dragged up the hill and empty that out too. So sawmill's full, so we won't be able to do anything with that yet. We also need snake flats too, actually. When I think about it, we have 2 cars that we need to do. Okay, well, back over here, please. Alrighty. So 1320, and I think I want to say I want to do 1320 to 1325 should be the number set we want to do here. Wait, how many would that be? That'd be 6, wouldn't it? We have 9, so we need 1326 actually to make it 10. Or 1324. Well, let's just do the 1324. It's fine. No, wait. No, we need 1326. Yes, that's right. Let's just buy them out here, honestly, in the yard. Bye. Alright. Do 2 cars. Then we need these guys here. And then customize. We're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 6, right? No, we need 7. Right, we need 7. So numbers 13, 20. Can't do that? What? Well, that's weird. Huh? Oh, I see now. I see what it's doing. It's saving the other number. I see what it's doing now. Okay. That is certainly interesting, I gotta admit. I'll have to probably go in the editor and change that then. What the? Oh. There we go. There we go. And then that's not too bad, honestly. All right, where did you land? Lawn. Oh, you just went into the coach shed there. What the? Bro. What? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go into the editor and fix this. That is ridiculous. So, huh? Strange. Do they change it where you can only do 3 numbers? Oh, interesting. Huh. Odd. I mean, granted, it's not a big problem right now, but that's a little annoying. Huh. Oh well. No problem. I thought they would have 4-digit running numbers, but not 3. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We can just go into the editor and fix that. Alright. Well, how long have I been recording for now? Oh, 45 minutes. Okay, not bad. Well, we got some cars here. We'll sort these out later. It's all over the place now. But yeah, like and comment down below. Subscribe if you guys want more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.